During our visit to Peru, there were few things that I was more excited about than a chance to see the Andean Condors in Colca Canyon. During my youth, I would spend hours watching documentaries about the conservation efforts for these once critically endangered birds. So when we began a road trip from the city of Puno on the shores of Lake Titicaca to Colca Canyon, I was so focused on the end goal that I ended up shocked at how amazing the journey to Colca Canyon would be. The trip from Puno to Chivas, Peru is about a 5-hour journey, but we opted to take in as many sights as we could along the way, so ours took the whole day. Our first stop was in the town of Silistani, where we wandered through the ancient pre-Incan funeral towers called chulpas. The Kula people started building these about 1500 years ago to bury their dead, and the amazing accuracy of their stonework still stands out as some of the best around. We next stopped in a small Quechua town and were invited into the home of one of the villagers. We had a chance to try a clay and potato remedy to help C with some of his stomach troubles. Our host showed us how they make their artwork and clothing and introduced us to one of the llamas that they had named Bob Marley. I can see the resemblance. Our drive took us high into the Andes Mountains. In one of the lakes, we had a chance to get a glimpse of some Chilean flamingos in the distance. The cows seemed to wonder what we were doing there. The road trip to Colca Canyon took us through Patapampa Pass. At 4,910 meters above sea level, it is considered the highest pass in the Americas. In the distance, there were more than 5 volcanoes visible. We arrived in Chivas late and were greeted on our drive to the canyon in the early morning by one of the volcanoes erupting. The drive along the edge of the canyon was stunning. The views of the Incan terraces and small villages were unforgettable. But once we reached the viewpoint for the Andean Condors, it was more than we had ever hoped for. We just sat, watched, and were amazed.
Yeah.
Look!
Yes. Good job. 9. Oh, there's 3 of them, Dad.
It's thanks to amazing conservation efforts by groups like the World Wildlife Fund that these huge birds are still here for us to appreciate. Consider making a donation so that our children's children can have the same opportunities that we do. I've placed a link to them in our blog. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can check out more amazing travel adventures.